Good afternoon. Sorry about the slight delay there. It is 18 minutes past 12 on Monday, the 24th of June 2024, and you're very welcome along. So this brings us we're in week 12. So we have actually, year 2, week 12. So we've completed 2 years and 12 weeks of this 8-year fire journey to date. Currently, the portfolio is sitting at a value of just around about £17,000. It's up just shy of a quarter at 23.5%, and the information for today shows that the market is down very slightly, roughly 0.1%. Pardon me. And we're actually well ahead of where we would normally expect to be at this stage, going by a mathematical forecast, which I'm just going to try to get on screen now. Now that's probably too small to see on most devices. Let's make that a little bit bigger. But as I say, we have 2 years completed and 12 weeks. So the first year was year 0, if you like. Then there was year 1. We're now year 2, and week 12 is at this point. So if I just hit that to show week 12, so the forecast for week 12 in year 2, if we were assuming 10% per year growth on a consistent basis, which is obviously not going to happen, it's not realistic, but the forecast for where we should be at this point in the journey is around about 15,700, 15,800, just below 16,000. Okay, and as you can see here, we're actually sitting at just over 17,000. Now, I suppose you could say, well, you're using a figure of 10%, and actually the market on average has been shown to prove, it actually provides a slightly better than 10% rate of return. I just use 10% for simplicity's sake. So I suppose in that context, basically the market probably should do slightly better than my prediction, but only slightly. It shouldn't really be to the extent that we're seeing here. However, we know the market does not move in a straight line. It rises, it falls, it stagnates, all those sorts of things, depending on what's happening at the time. But nevertheless, I thought it was just interesting to note where things are currently sitting just now. So if we look at the other figures, the average price 66.38. Remember that, because we're going to compare that to what it jumps to after we put in our weekly £120. And just whenever I say that, I'll just remind you there is a free shares offer link in the description, but I would discourage anyone who does not know what they're doing from taking that up, because if you don't know what you're doing, there's a reasonable likelihood that you're going to end up losing money. So if you have already done your research, if you are already an investor and you just wanted to open another platform, if you know what is what, so to speak, and if you would have been going to open a trading 212 account anyway, then by all means please go ahead and use the affiliate link in the description. There is a chance for both you and I to get up to free shares worth about £100, so it's only up to £100. There's no guarantee that that's what it will amount to. You might as well take advantage of that. You'll get something, I'll get something, and it's always very nice to get a freebie. Right, with that said, guys, let's have a little look at the notifications. So Argenx rises 8% following FDA approval for chronic neuromuscular disorder treatment. So that must be some kind of pharmaceutical thing. Zalando down 6% on Morgan Stanley overweight rating, citing midterm growth risks. Gilead Sciences up 4%, continuing the rally as HIV shot succeeds in late stage trial. And Asana up 10% after announcing a $150 million stock repurchase program. I barely recognize any of those names, and that is why I invest in the S&P 500. When you invest in the S&P, you don't need to know the detail of all the individual companies, because it's an index fund. It's an exchange traded fund. Then the index itself is self-cleansing. Companies that are performing well make their way onto the index. Companies not performing just so well fall off the index. So in essence, the index is a kind of a top league of companies, and that is probably why it works as well as it does. Guys, with that said, let's go ahead and we'll put in our weekly £120 worth of theoretical money into the market. Actually, just in relation to the free shares offer, let me just point out, do you know what? I had an idea in my head and it has left me. Oh yes, I know. The free shares offer has 23 days remaining on it. So that's 3 weeks. I suppose hypothetically, if you didn't know what you wanted, or if you didn't know what it's all about, if you were able to take the time over the course of the next couple and a bit weeks to look into it, to find out what's what about investing, and to come up with a solid plan, provided you're sure that you know what you're doing and don't require financial advice, because remember, none of this should be considered advice. It is purely for educational purposes. If you can tick all those boxes where you've done your research, you've decided that you don't want or need financial advice, and you're happy to do it yourself, then if you were to get in before the end of the 23 days, you could still take advantage of the free shares offer. So guys, I just want to make that point that this is not something that you need to enter into in a rush. There are 3 weeks plus to do your own research, to look into whatever you want in investing. I would suggest looking into the S&P 500. As I say, if you do choose to open an account on Trading 212, the fees are low. That's why I'm here. And then if you use the affiliate link, we can both get free shares up to £100 in value. Guys, before I hit the send buy order, I just want to remind the average price currently sitting at 66.38. Let's send this through and see what it goes to. So 66.38. It hasn't executed yet, I don't think. Okay, 66.38 jumped to 66.49. You might as well say 66.50. So a little increase there in the average price. That's always going to happen. The average price will be pulled in whichever direction it would take to close the gap between the current price and the average price. So no surprise at all there. Just looking at the current state of play, we now have 211 shares in the market. We are just sitting under 17,300, and current return on investment dropped slightly to 23%. And guys, that's going to be it for today pretty much. If you're interested in following the journey, you might like to subscribe to the channel. But other than that, well, I suppose if you particularly enjoyed this episode, so to speak, you could give it a thumbs up. But apart from that, I would just like to wish you a great end to your Monday, and to thank you for watching today. Have a great end to your day, and I'll see you again next week. Anybody that's free to watch.